Hi everyone, I have been asked to do a picture from Magical Dawn by Hanna Karlzon. So I just wanted to show you the cover, but here is the picture that I'm going to be doing with Polychromos pencils. Now this picture, sorry, I'm just rustling about, there we go, was requested by Kirsten, and she is Colour With Me Prisma on TikTok and Ko-fi. So she paid for me to do this page for her using the commissions in my Ko-fi, and asked for the shout out as well. And what I'm going to do is to leave some links to her TikTok and her Ko-fi in the description of this video, so that then if you you know, want to, you can go and have a little look. It'd be lovely if you could just pop her a visit, follow her, that sort of thing, and sort of pay back the sort of, you know, as a way of sort of thanking for her support for me, which has been very generous. Now we have this very cute bunny with lovely berries and plants and things. It's a lovely page actually that she's picked, and I am gonna start, guess, can anyone guess? Can anyone guess? Somewhere at the bottom, berries, of course, my favourite. I'm gonna start with my favourite bit. So with berries I tend to build up the colour a little bit, so I've got a thought about how I want these to look, sort of ish. I'm just moving my pencils are all in the wrong order. It's confusing me. That's better. So I'm going to start with the dark chrome yellow. Now don't press it down too hard, but just do a really light layer on all of the circular parts of the berries. Now these do look like they could be raspberries or blackberries, but I've decided not to colour them as raspberries or blackberries, as you can tell from the colour that I'm using. I've done a lot of raspberry and blackberry type pictures before. I just wanted to do something different for a change, and the colour that I am thinking of ending up with is, I think, will work nicely with my sort of idea for colour scheme for this whole page. So I'm not going to reveal. My members will be able to know, because my members of my YouTube channel get the videos early, so they'll know if they've watched it already, but everyone else just have to wait a little while. I think it's quite fun to wait sometimes, although I do appreciate my members who help to provide me with a little income, as does everyone who sends me donations and things like that, and I really appreciate it. It does make such a difference, you know. It's lovely of you all, and I just always feel so grateful when anyone sends anything, and like Kirsten has today with her request for this page. Now I have done a few Hanna pages lately. It's I haven't been doing as many. Normally I used to have a list of all my books, and I would try and do a page out of each month, to make sure I didn't sort of leave any behind or forget any. But then I got to the point where I wanted to finish a few books, so I sort of abandoned that idea for a bit, and I'm just at the moment just sort of finishing things. I finished a book day before yesterday, which was good. You'll have to wait and see. Oh, although you might know already, actually. I'm not sure when the... no, you won't know yet, probably. So you have to wait and see what it is. So that was good. I've got some bigger books that I want to finish as well, and little books, all sorts of things. It's because I'm getting a new book soon. I've got Johanna's new book on order. Also, Hannah's got a book coming out, a Christmas book, which I'm sort of tempted by, but I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I probably will. Christmas, it's always tempting, isn't it? But anyway, we'll see. So anyway, when I know that I'm getting some new books, then I sort of want to finish a few so that I clear the space, you know. It's partly about clearing the shelf space, but also about clearing my head space, in that, you know, I finished with that that one, I can move on to a new one type thing. You know, and it almost feels like one in, one out should be perhaps the rule with colouring, but I know most of us don't do that. It's not always very possible, you know. I mean, I have finished maybe 20, 25, maybe? I haven't really kept count, books, and I have over 100. So I certainly haven't kept to that rule myself. I suppose I only have one, wouldn't I? Or no, however many I'd finished. Anyway, that's my initial layer. Now you can see it's not particularly even. It doesn't matter. Think about berries. Think about how they grow. They don't grow evenly, you know. They grow with different colours and different bits, so it's absolutely fine and will probably look very different by the time you've finished anyway. My next colour is the orange glaze, and I'm going to start over here with this. What I'm going to start to do is now treat each of these little sections separately. If this is too much for you, then just go over the whole thing with this. It's absolutely fine, but I feel we start to look at each individual berry. I want to leave a pale bit in the middle where we can see a little bit of that yellow through, and build it up a little bit more on the outside. And we're starting to see some more intensity of colour, which is what we want. And it's all very well having this light bit, but it doesn't really show up, does it? Look at that, it's nice and vibrant. And we're just going to go around all of them doing this, which is rather relaxing, rather fun. I do like a berry. You all know, if you know me well, you know I enjoy colouring berries, so it's a lovely choice of page. Thank you, Kirsten. I don't know why I haven't done it before, to be honest. I think maybe I was slightly put off by the rabbit, the fur, but I'm okay with fur. I might not do it in the most sophisticated way, but it's okay. I have fun with it. I'm a bit unsure about our rabbit's ears. They're not in the shot at the moment, but they're winged. Is it a flying rabbit who flies by using its ears? It's an interesting idea, isn't it? Hannah has some great ones. I wonder whether she thinks it through, she draws it, or whether she just leaves it to our imagination. Don't know. Interesting. But I think I've got all of Hannah's books. It's always, and her last book I've hardly done any in. But you know, when you've got so many, I'm very spoiled. I have lots. So, which is lovely. And I sort of sometimes I'm really in the mood for a certain person's work to colour. I don't know if you're the same. Or some people just always stick with the same person. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I was always just had Johanna's books, always, only Johanna. And then Johanna Basford, by the way, for those of you who don't know. And then someone approached me because I started making Johanna Basford videos and asked me if I was interested in sort of showcasing their book. This was Dominica Stoper. And I accepted. She sent me her books for free. And so then I had some other books by someone else. And I finished those. They weren't huge books. They were fun. Then I think I somehow came across Rita Berman, and she did a freebie Halloween picture, I think it was. Was that the first one I saw? I'm not sure. And I did that. And then her Europa book was about to come out. So I sort of I saw it and I wanted it, so I got that, and then I got very into Rita. And then other people sent me books. I've always wondered, I'd always thought about Hannah's. I'd seen them and I'd seen her pictures and they had been coloured so beautifully. I was totally daunted. I suspect you've all seen similar. And I was like, well, I can't do those. They're just too hard. And I didn't. And then I just kept thinking and really wanting a go, but feeling, you know. And so eventually I asked for one of her books. I think Seasons. for, I think my parents got it for me for my birthday or something like that. And I sort of played with it a little bit, and then I was smitten, really. It was learning to colour people that made it easier for me. And I watched some videos, looked at some tutorials in books that I had, practiced, got better, and yeah, my confidence grew. Then I did a Chris Cheng with one in, and that helped me loads. I did that one quite recently, actually. I'm still improving and learning, but getting there, and just really enjoying, you know. It's nice to challenge ourselves sometimes, you know. But I do still like Johanna's books. I know some people aren't so keen. That's fine. We don't all like the same thing. That's why there are so many different types of books available, you know. I think for some people there's too many leaves, or they've done some of her books and they think they don't want anything that's too much the same, or it's a bit too whimsical. You know, there's all sorts of reasons why some people prefer something a little bit simpler and smaller. You know, it's just some people like the mandalas rather than actual scenes, and you know, it's all sorts of reasons. Her books are also quite expensive compared to some, so that's good. The only books that I've really disliked, someone sent me, that it was an illustrator, a book, and it was AI, and I really didn't like it. I know some people like them. They say they're cheaper and they can, you know, they're okay. They don't mind the fact that they're not perfect or hand-drawn. But for me, I just couldn't. I was looking at a page trying to sort of colour it, and I was like, well, what is that item there? That item isn't finished. There's no edge on that bit. And I was just like, I can't do this. You know, I suspect that AI art will get a lot better. I suspect AI art generally is okay. I think this within the colouring field, I mean, will get better, and we'll get to the point, I suspect, where we won't be able to tell the difference. But at the moment, I absolutely can. I can see at a glance. Now I've had a book and I've looked through it and I've learned a bit more about it, I can see at a glance when there's an AI picture. But what we do have to be careful of is not confusing AI with drawn on a computer. A human can draw an image on a computer, and that's not AI. That's them drawing. They're just using a stylus and a screen rather than a pencil and paper. And there are artists that do that whose colouring books are very good. It gives them a slightly sharper feel, I think, to the pictures. And that's fine, but most artists will scan their pictures into a computer to finish them off and tidy them up. So, you know, they are used. It's just the imagination side and the accuracy side. You know, you wouldn't find Hanna Karlzon just drawing an odd line in the sky, just vague, as you like, an extra paw on the bunny. Although, actually, there is a picture in one of Johanna's books, in Small Victories, where one of the rabbits has 5 legs. Whoops. But it's a human error, not an AI error, and I can tell the difference so easily now. But I'm going to just sharpen my pencil. So went to the bathroom showroom this morning. We're still trying to sort out the bathroom because the wall panels, we're going to have acrylic wall panels, so that to sort of avoid tile, you know, something different. Our grout's cracked in our tile and that's causing leaks, things like that. So but we'd ordered some acrylic, and the company is no longer making it, so we had a look at some different ideas. So there's one company that does it that we were looking at, but I asked them to post me some samples and they haven't arrived, which is a bit annoying. When I phoned to chase them up, they were quite uppity about it. Oh, well, they should arrive today. I'm like, well, we've already had our post today. Oh, well, over the weekend then, phone us again if they haven't arrived by Monday. And I was like, I actually needed them today. and I ordered them 2 days ago, and I paid quite a lot for postage, so I assumed they'd be next day delivery, you know. And I was like, oh, so it sort of put me off using them. But the showroom had some other things which my husband is very convinced by, so we'll probably be going by it with that anyway. It's basically white with a sparkle in it. He likes his sparkles. We've got it on our kitchen worktop, so yeah, well, I'm sure he's convinced. He wanted me to email them and let them know right away when he got home and showed the children, and they were happy. He's like, right, order it. I'm like, I've got a video to make, sorry. I had the morning doing other things I needed to get on, and he's gone out, so he's gone to see his dad. His dad needs some computer help, so I've sent him off there. And his dad can't come here, although he can't bring his computer anyway, but he's dog sitting. So anyway, sent husband off. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I had a lovely morning actually. I set my alarm because I had to be at the dentist for 9 o'clock. So I set my alarm, got up, had my shower. Husband was asleep. He didn't disturb at all. I went down. One of my sons woke up and came down, and I had breakfast on my own because he wasn't ready for breakfast yet. That was fine. I needed to get on, and then went back upstairs to brush my teeth. And husband was still asleep. It was about 8:15. I'd got up at sort of 6:15. I'd been fiddling around with a few things first thing, doing some sort of video editing work, and yeah, I brushed my teeth, got an electric toothbrush, noisy. He didn't disturb at all, on this ensuite bathroom, and then I went out, and him and my other son were still in bed, and then I went to the dental hygienist and had my teeth all cleaned and descaled. I feel all lovely now, and did that. Left the dentist, thought, well, I've got to get some groceries. I only got lettuce and cucumber in the house. I think I'm not going to be able to sort of put together a decent meal for this evening with that. I mean, I have got veggies in the freezer, but it was like, no. So I messaged him on my way out from the dentist to the supermarket to say, do you need any shopping? He says no. Oh, I popped into the Boots to get some interdental brushes or something that the hygienist told me to buy. Anyway, got home with the shopping, and he was like, I had such a shock. He said, I woke up at 9 o'clock. I was like, yeah, I'd gone out. I didn't say goodbye to him or anything because I wanted him to sleep. The thing is, the last Tuesday night, Wednesday night, he'd stayed up doing work stuff, and then on last night he was taking photos of the sunset, and he wanted to he was up in my son's bedroom. He stays up late with his new camera. I was taking the sunset pictures, and then he wanted to stay up because there had been a news article saying he might be able to see the aurora borealis, or the northern lights as we call it. I wanted to see that, so he stayed up. You couldn't see it. He said it was really, there was a cloudless sky until it got fully dark, and then clouds came over, so he didn't see it. So he came to bed really late, and so he was really, really tired. So I was hardly surprised that he slept in. I didn't want to disturb him. He's been a bit grumpy because he was tired. We all get like that, don't we? And that would do him good to sleep. And so there he was when I got back, and I was like, have you had breakfast? He's like, yeah, I've just finished. So because we've got to go out to the bathroom place, but I was able to do a few little things before I left, so that was good. And then I'd had the message first thing asking me to do this page, and I'd found that out. I was like really pleased. I was like, oh, this is a nice page to do. So I was really happy about that. And so thinking about that, what I was going to do with it. I don't always plan a page before I record. I'm not always very good at doing that. I just sort of start and get on. But with this one, I wanted to look at it and just, you know, think about it a little bit. But I'm sort of planning as I'm doing this, really. I'm picking my favourite colours, so I hope everyone else likes them too. Well, actually orange isn't one of my favourites, but the greens and things I'm going to put with it, I will enjoy doing. So what else I'm doing? Well, I bought some lovely things for tea. Got some smushed avocado, which we all love. I think it's better value for money than avocados, because sometimes you open the avocado, it's all black inside, or it's stringy or whatever. If you get it smushed, it's, you know, it's nice. And so although it's a little bit more expensive, you know what you're getting, it's not a risk. And I got some peppers and mushrooms. I'm going to fry up peppers and mushrooms, and oh, the sun's come out really bright. Fry up the peppers and mushrooms, and then I've just noticed my camera's only on one blip. I'm going to risk it and leave it for a bit, and change it in between videos, and I hope it lasts. And I got some pitters, and we'll make some refried beans or something to go with it. I was also thinking of doing some charred sweet corn. My friend Mary sent me this video a while ago where they charred some sweet corn. It looked delicious, and basically just tin sweet corn in a pan, really hot pan. Just colour it a little bit. I don't think they put oil in or anything. I don't think it would char if it had oil in, I don't know. Might be nice. Anyway, so the boys were very pleased when I told them what I bought. That was good. We sometimes do sweet potato chips with a meal like that too. You know, so I'd cut like little lengths of sweet potato and then pop them in the oven with some oil and just roast them. Or wedges. Nice, but I didn't get any sweet potato today. I'd had to buy some milk and some other, it's getting a bit heavy really. Right, a few to go. I think I could do with if my camera, when my battery got low, it made a noise, but then you'd be able to hear it, wouldn't you? Because it does flash and then turn off. And I noticed yesterday when it did that, I hadn't noticed, and a bit of the video was missing. Not a significant bit, but a little bit. So I have to be a bit careful of that. Now, when you have a page like this, it can be quite daunting, a sort of whole big page for some people. So what I would say is pick out your favourite. What I've done is I've picked out my favourite element, and I'm doing that first. It's not always the best way to go, because it means that then you're like, well, where should I go next? And you might not want to do the rest of it. I know some people will start a page and never finish it. So what I would say is, if you're that sort of person that doesn't always finish a page but you really want to finish it, then actually do the bits you don't like first, the bits that you're finding hard. If you get those out of the way, you're far more likely to finish the page because you've got all the fun bits left. You see what I mean? So that's a sort of different way around. I know that I will finish a page. I've never left a page unfinished. It's just not in my nature to be able to do that. It makes me feel too uncomfortable. And the pleasure of finishing things is huge for me. But I really understand now that some people don't have that. My husband, he doesn't, you know, when he finishes something, he feels sad, not happy. You know, he doesn't like throwing away an empty thing, container, whatever it might be. because it's finished. You know, throwing things away is really hard for him. But anyway, I know his parents are the same. Whereas for me, throwing things away is very cathartic. It's cleansing. I feel like I would love to live in a minimalist house, but it's impossible. I mean, you do collect things through life, you know, but I would like to have less, really. But anyway, it's all part of living with someone, isn't it? You just have to adapt to each other's ways, really. And actually, he doesn't like throwing things away, and I like throwing things away, so it's sort of, we come to a sort of balance normally. So that's good. That reminds me, actually, I need to do some more decluttering with the children. We started sorting out a bookcase, and we did one shelf, and then we didn't do the rest. We're going to do one shelf a day. We've actually got a bag full of books for the charity shop, which we haven't done anything with. So that's it's a little job, maybe for next week. I don't know why it stopped, because I was watching the tennis. I was getting too carried away with tennis and not thinking about anything else really, which is rather nice. But it did mean that jobs didn't get done. I mean, the ones that had to be done were done. People got fed, they had clean clothes. Just didn't get around to doing the spring cleaning. Still did basic cleaning. So, and now we're potentially about to have some bathroom works done. It almost feels pointless doing a big clean, because it's going to be so much dust. I think once they've ripped everything out, it'll be a lot better. You know, it's that initial process of getting rid of all the rubbish. It's going to be quite hard. They've got to get it down all the stairs, but I'm sure they'll manage. I'm sure they've done work in flats and things like that. So, in fact, they might be able to throw it out the window, but it depends whether they. I don't even know if we're having a skip. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just take it away. It's not that much, because it is just the shower cubicle, the floor, that sort of thing. So it's not huge amounts. But yeah, I wouldn't want to have to carry it. There is the shower door and they're glass. They have to be very careful carrying that. But I'm sure one of them will probably have to do it on their own, because they're probably strong. You know, these sort of people that do these sorts of work aren't they? Unlike me, little weakling. Right. Now, this, you could leave it here, or you could add more layers. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, to be honest. Getting a bit worried about my battery level, but it's not flashing at me. I don't know what it does, whether it starts to flash when it gets low or not, or whether it just goes. I'm trying to look at it. It's quite hard to look up and down at the same time. Need an eye somewhere else. My forehead would be good. Might be slightly impractical, I think. Imagine the stairs you get. There we go. Right, I am going to not quite leave it there. I'm going to grab another colour. I'm going to use the terracotta just to darken some areas. Now this stage you might not want to bother with, it's completely up to you. But I'm just going to put some in where I think would be, I need to sharpen it, where I think might be a little bit darker. Sort of where they're overlapping and things like that, down in this dip here. Sort of where there might be some shadowing. Sort of under there. you can just keep adding and adding layers of colour. The Polychromos are so good for that, and this paper is good at accepting lots of layers, so you can just sort of keep adding and adding, and it's just up to you really how far you go with it. You can go really dark there. I'm going to leave that one there. Doesn't show up that much when I look at it close, but when I look far away I'm sure I can see that it's making a bit of a difference. I wonder what type of berries these are. Say they looked like they could have been raspberries or blackberries, but they're not. I'm getting very thirsty. I'm going to make a coffee in a minute. Who wants one? I can't make one for everybody though. It'd take me forever. Yeah, I'll get a drink. I've only just had lunch. Because I was out this morning, it was really quite warm, and I'd missed a drink because I was out, and yeah, I was really thirsty when I got in. I actually put my sun hat on when I was in the supermarket queue. The man in front of me was taking ages. He was buying lottery tickets and things, and it was just taking ages, so I just thought, oh, I'll sort my bag out ready. And in my shopping bag I'd put my sun hat, and so I put my sun hat on in the queue, and my hair was quite the state when I got back in. I had sort of sun hatted bed head. Not the best look, but you know, it was what it was. I had tried to style it this morning, it just didn't really work. I think I might have, yeah, I put quite a bit of water on it, and I probably didn't put enough hair conditioner on it or something. I don't know. Anyway, never mind. I live in a very relaxed town. If you are smart, you stand out. It's not. It's a very hippie-ish, countryside-ish. You know, we're not that much in the country. We've got a city quite close to us, big town nearish. We are a town, you know, but it's just relaxed. And it's like I walked along the canal path on the way to the dentist and said hello to every person that walked by. Yeah, it's really all battery's gone. Right, I am back after changing the battery. Yeah, I put the other one on to charge, and I noticed the charging, I don't know what bits of this I've done already. The charging charger was in the sun and not supposed to get it hot, so I had to put a book by it to try and block out the sunlight, because on my windowsill. So I had to fiddle around with that for a few minutes, but done now. I don't know if I've done this one. Won't hurt if I do a bit more. I don't think I have though. Now you could do a little bit of brown here. Instead of this, it's quite pale, isn't it? You could then go back over your orange and your yellow again, you know, just keep sort of going back through. But I think I'm going to leave that there, keep it reasonably simple with just a few layers. And I don't really want to leave the video here while we've only done one thing. So what I'm going to do is make a start on the foliage and all of the leaves and stems that are coming from these particular berries. So I'm grabbing my May green. It's a sort of olivey tone, and I think it goes really nicely with orange. and I'm going to just go over all of the leafy areas here. Now I'm just doing plain colouring, but I want to add more colour over the top, so don't press mega hard at this stage. Although this paper is quite forgiving and you can get quite a lot of layers, if you push down really hard you will squash all the paper down and you won't be able to fit any more colour on it. So just be a little bit careful, get a medium pressure I would say, but if you're heavy-handed maybe it's a light pressure. And we're just going to do all the sort of berry leafy bits, if that makes sense, so that we can sort of make a start really on that sort of area. Yeah, this battery's fully charged, which is good news. It's just getting used to keeping an eye on it really. I'm listening out a little bit too. I'm hoping for a phone call. I telephoned, I left a message this morning which I'm hoping for a response today, but did say it might take a couple of days, so I think it depends how busy they are with other messages. Also, it wasn't particularly urgent, but it'd be nice to have an answer. But I will just be patient. But anyway. Right, I am thinking too much about my cup of coffee and not enough about the fact that I should be talking. I think my son is streaming this afternoon. I'm not sure, I need to check. But anyway, we'll see. Maybe it's this evening. I can't remember what time of day he streams on. He's changed his schedule and I can't keep up with it. But I tend to check. What's quite useful is he uses a system called Discord, and if he's streaming it tells you on his status. So if I'm uploading videos to YouTube, it takes up so much of our internet power, I don't know the right words, that he can't stream as well, or it just goes really slowly. So I have to check to make sure that he isn't streaming. I've missed one, haven't I? How many of you noticed? He's going to be earning the gold star today. But so I have to be a little bit careful so I don't disturb his stream. He's doing his Minecraft, Whimsycraft thing most of the time. I don't think he just streams that. Should we do this one now? So remember what we did? Dark chrome yellow. Just over all of it in a gentle layer. Orange glaze around each berry. Yeah, her husband has fun at his dad's house. It would have been nice to have gone, but he wants some computer help, so it's not going to be much fun for us sitting around. And it's nice for them to have a bit of time just them. I don't think it's quite rare for them to get that. There we go. And then I'll just grab the terracotta. I'm going to sharpen it. to sort of bottoms of the berries. There we go. Now back to my May green. Back to this layer. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have quite a sunny week, which I don't like. Problem is, I go out early before it gets too hot, but my son doesn't get up in the morning, and I like to make sure he gets out as well sometimes for some exercise to keep his fitness up, ready for when he's doing lots of walking at uni, and when he's it's just generally healthy for him as well. But he doesn't get up early enough to go out what I would class as early, so it makes it a little bit tricky. But I may just go out with my other boy. Now, I could always send him out on his own. Why doesn't he go out on his own? People say so. No, he goes out with his friends, but he doesn't go out on his own. He's got no reason to. You know. And people are like, why don't you send him out to do shopping and things? I'm like, well, because I need the exercise too, and I like spending time with them. If I go out with him, I see him. Otherwise, he's in his bedroom. You know I need to let him become, no, them both be more independent, but just sort of enjoying them while I can, I think. They are fun to chat to. Now that stem is this, so we're not colouring that one. Well, we will be, just not at this point in time. Right, we are nearly there with this layer, I think. I will go quite far up. I thought there was more different types of foliage really, but it looks to me like there's just these and this and then these, and I don't know if these are, you can't really see them, are a bit of this or different. I might do them differently just for interest's sake. I'm trying to work out what this is going on here. Just have a close look in a minute. I'll just colour this bit in. Now, I think that is a bit of leaf there. I haven't done a very good job here. And then up here we've got this bit. Oh, that's, I don't need to colour that, and I need to colour this bit in. Now, that is definitely a bit of leaf there. Let's have a look. That's the edge. I'm just sharpened, so I'm just going to try and get into the edge a bit better. I think that might be a bit of leaf there. That might be there as well. What this line is, it's like it's a bit of stem. Is it that? Oh, it's that stem. Can't really get there anyway because it's too near into the spine. Some people crack open the spines of their books to get right into the middle. I'm not sure you can do that on a hardback like this is, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's going to ruin your book. The pages will fall out. And it's okay if you're happy to have the pages that fall out. That's why some people spiral bind so they can get to the edge, but I don't like metal spirals on my books. It hurts my hand. Right, I am going to leave that there. It's not the end of it's not, you know, the final product, but we just sort of got some basic down there really to get us started, and then next time we will carry on with a bit more, but I'm going to go and get a coffee, and then hopefully I'll come back and do another session because I'm rather enjoying this page. But for today, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a super day. Please check out the links to Kirsten's TikTok and Ko-fi, and just pop on and give her a little follow. Thank you. Have a super day and happy colouring.